A financial tremor is rippling through the world of speculative currency investing, and its epicenter is not on Wall Street or in the city of London, but in Vietnam. If you are holding the Vietnamese Dong or the Iraqi Dinar, what you are about to learn is not just another piece of news. It is a fundamental shift in the narrative, a development so significant that it has the potential to separate the hopeful from the truly strategic investor. For decades, the dream of a revaluation, the legendary RV, has been the lifeblood of this investment community. It's been a story of patience, of watching, of waiting for a global monetary reset that would catapult these currencies to unbelievable heights, turning modest investments into life-changing fortunes. The community has been built on forums, social media groups, and whispers of imminent announcements from shadowy figures and so-called gurus. We have all seen the predictions, the dates that come and go, the constant cycle of hype and disappointment. But today, we are not dealing with a prediction. We are dealing with a concrete, undeniable event that has finally provided a clear and tangible signal from the heart of the Vietnamese financial system. A signal that is forcing every single investor to reevaluate their entire position and strategy. This is not about what might happen, this is about what has already begun to unfold, and the implications are staggering for everyone involved, from the small-time holder with a few million dong to the large-scale dinar investor who has been in this game for years. The latest update is not just a minor fluctuation in the exchange rate you see on Google. It is a decisive move by the State Bank of Vietnam that reveals their long-term trajectory and their commitment to a stable, internationally recognized currency, a goal that fundamentally contradicts the wild, 1,000% revaluation fantasy that has been sold for so long. This move, this final rate news, is a cold, hard splash of reality, and it is shaking the very foundations of the Dinar and Dong investment world because it forces a painful but necessary question. Have we been believing a story that was never aligned with the actual goals of these nations? The evidence we will break down points to a resounding yes. The Vietnamese government is not working towards a sudden, explosive revaluation that would destroy their export-driven economy and create uncontrollable inflation. They are meticulously, systematically, and intelligently working towards a slow, managed, and stable appreciation of the dong, bolstered by strong economic growth, controlled inflation, and increasing foreign direct investment. This is the real story, the organic data that matters, and it is far more powerful and telling than any guru's prediction. The dream of becoming an overnight millionaire from a suitcase full of dong is a seductive one, but it is a dream that is crashing headfirst into the brick wall of economic reality and national policy. The latest actions by the State Bank of Vietnam are a declaration of their intent, and their intent is stability and gradual strength, not a chaotic, unpredictable spike. This is the core truth that every investor must now accept and internalize. The waiting game has fundamentally changed. It is no longer about waiting for a magical date on the calendar. It is about understanding the complex, gradual, and real economic processes that actually govern currency value. This is the moment of clarity, the point where the signal cuts through the noise, and what it is telling us is that the future of the Vietnamese dong is one of steady, earned progress, not a mythical windfall. This understanding is your most valuable asset right now, more valuable than any stack of currency notes you might be holding, because it is the key to making informed, rational, and ultimately profitable decisions in a landscape that has been dominated by emotion and speculation for far too long. So, what is this pivotal development, this so-called final rate news that carries such immense weight? Let's dissect it without the hype, focusing purely on the organic data and policy actions. The State Bank of Vietnam has recently made a series of coordinated moves that, to the untrained eye, might seem like minor technical adjustments, but to anyone who understands central banking and international finance, they are a profound statement of policy and future direction. The central bank has further tightened its trading ban for the dong, actively intervened in the spot market to curb volatility, and issued strong directives to commercial banks regarding foreign exchange transactions. Furthermore, they have reaffirmed their commitment to keeping the dong stable within a very narrow band against the US dollar, a band that allows for minimal, controlled depreciation or appreciation based on real economic indicators like trade balance and inflation. This is the final rate reality. It is not a single, fixed number, but a managed, flexible system designed to protect the Vietnamese economy from external shocks and speculative attacks. The term final is a misnomer in the fantasy context. In reality, there is no final rate, only a continuously managed equilibrium. This policy directly shatters the core argument of the revaluation gurus, who claim that the dong is artificially suppressed and is poised for a sudden, massive upward correction. Why would a central bank that is allegedly preparing for a historic revaluation spend all its resources and political capital on ensuring the currency remains stable and does not experience a sudden, dramatic increase in value? The logic is inescapable. The State Bank of Vietnam's primary mandate is economic stability, and a sudden RV would be the very definition of instability. It would make Vietnamese exports prohibitively expensive overnight, crippling their crucial manufacturing sector, scaring away foreign investment, and triggering hyperinflation that would devastate the savings of ordinary Vietnamese citizens. The government's actions are not a secret plot. They are public, transparent, and entirely consistent with the behavior of any responsible central bank in a developing economy. They are building credibility with the International Monetary Fund and global financial markets, not preparing for a monetary fairy tale. This direct connection to international monetary reforms is another area where the fantasy narrative has been twisted. The global monetary system is indeed evolving, with discussions about digital currencies, special drawing rights, and reducing dollar dominance. However, this evolution is about creating a more resilient, multi-layered system, not about granting massive, unearned wealth to speculative holders of specific currencies. Vietnam's participation in this global shift is through responsible fiscal policy, digital transformation of its own payment systems, and integration into global supply chains, not by signing up for a scheme that would destroy its economy. For the Iraqi dinar, the parallels are stark and equally revealing. The Central Bank of Iraq is engaged in a similar, albeit more challenging, battle for stability. Their focus is on rebuilding a war-torn nation, fighting corruption, and establishing a credible monetary policy that can attract real investment for infrastructure and oil production. The idea that their primary goal is to revalue the dinar for the benefit of foreign speculators is, frankly, a distraction from the hard, unglamorous work of nation building. The real RV for Iraq is the revaluation of its entire economic foundation, which is a slow, generational process. The latest news from Vietnam serves as a crucial case study, a mirror held up to the entire dinar community, showing what a country genuinely focused on economic maturity looks like, and it looks nothing like the fantasy being sold online. Where does this leave you, the investor, who has placed hope, trust, and capital into the dong or dinar? This is the moment of strategic pivot. The information we have laid out is not meant to discourage you, but to empower you with the one thing that has been in short supply: reality. The path forward is no longer about passive waiting. It is about active, intelligent decision-making based on the genuine economic trajectories of Vietnam and Iraq. The first and most critical step is to shift your mindset from that of a lottery ticket holder to that of a true international investor. This means looking beyond the guru blogs and forum hype and focusing on genuine economic indicators. For the dong, this means monitoring Vietnam's GDP growth, which remains one of the strongest in Southeast Asia. It means watching their export figures, their foreign reserve levels, and their inflation data. These are the factors that will drive a real, sustainable appreciation of the currency over the long term. A slow, steady increase in purchasing power driven by a thriving economy is a far more realistic and secure outcome than a mythical overnight jackpot. For the dinar, the metrics are different, but the principle is the same. Focus on oil production agreements, political stability, international loan programs, and the Central Bank of Iraq's success in taming inflation. These are the true drivers of value. The second step is to understand the opportunity cost of your investment. The money tied up in static currency speculation is capital that is not working for you in other, more dynamic and productive asset classes. While you wait for a fantasy that is contradicted by all available policy data, you are missing out on the proven wealth-building power of global stock markets, bonds, real estate, or even other emerging market opportunities that are based on growth, not folklore. The third step is to reclaim your agency. You do not need to rely on gurus who profit from your hope. The data is publicly available. The statements from the State Bank of Vietnam and the Central Bank of Iraq are published online. The economic reports from the World Bank and IMF are accessible to everyone. Arm yourself with this information. Cross-reference every dramatic update you see with the official statements from the source. You will quickly discover a vast chasm between the reality of central banking and the fantasy of the revaluation community. This journey does not have to end in disappointment. It can be the beginning of a more sophisticated and successful approach to your financial future. The dream of financial freedom is not a bad one. It is a powerful motivator. But that freedom is achieved through knowledge, strategy, and a clear-eyed view of how the world actually works, not through faith in a story that collapses under the slightest scrutiny of factual evidence. The shaking you feel is not the ground giving way. It is the necessary tremor that breaks the illusion, allowing you to build your financial house on the solid rock of economic reality, rather than the shifting sands of speculative fiction. And with that newfound clarity, I have a critical call to action for you. This is the most important step you will take today. Do not just close this video and go back to the same forums, the same gurus, the same cycle of hope and doubt. Break the cycle right now. Your mission is to become your own most trusted financial analyst. I want you to open a new browser tab and go directly to the official website of the State Bank of Vietnam. Look for their latest press releases on monetary policy. Then, go to the International Monetary Fund website and find their most recent Article 4 consultation report on Vietnam. Read these documents for yourself. See the language, the priorities, the data with your own eyes. Then, do the same for the Central Bank of Iraq. Compare the official narrative with the one you've been following online. This single act of personal research, of seeking out original source material, will be more enlightening than 1,000 guru videos. It will transform you from a passive spectator into an active, informed participant in your own financial destiny. This is how you take back control. This is how you build real, lasting wealth. So, go and do your own homework. Verify everything I've said. The truth is waiting for you, not in a secret group, but in the plain sight of official data. Go find it.